I'm freaking out over everything right now.
The green plastic watering can for a fake Chinese rubber plant.
You know why this is so delicious?
Why?
My grandma used to make us all the Georgian food, and this is just my childhood. My childhood tastes like this. This American ordered the most American Georgian thing. And this is what I ordered. It's chicken, grilled chicken on some kind of a sauce, Georgian sauce. It looks nice, right?
Yeah.
Carbs. Let's have this chicken. This chicken is so tender. Look at my boy. So, these are the only thing I have. I actually should not eat anything acidic like yogurt or tomatoes or anything because look at my mouth. Do you see that? Huge ass. Hurts like fucking hell. It is so hurtful. But I can't stop my mouth. And I just spend at least 2 hours reminiscing my first years here in New York, watching all my old videos and stories. I love watching my old videos. Kind of reminds me, I'm actually growing. I'm literally changing and growing. Like I can see my face and my body changing. I think that's so rewarding. And you might just ask, why is growing old any good? You know, why would that be a privilege? Because, my friend, not everyone gets to get old. My cousin, she was 15 when she had a stroke and died in 10 days. She was 15. She hadn't even been to college or anything. She didn't even fall in love for once in her life. So not all of us get the opportunity to get old. So embrace that like there's nothing else. Because there really is nothing else like growing old. You get to see yourself change and evolve, and you see thousands of different versions of yourself, and that's beautiful. Let's eat. This is Troy. He's the heaviest cat I've ever seen. He looks super heavy. He's big, look. You've been eating, right? Say something. Go. I want to go to sleep, but before doing that, I did ask some questions to you people on Instagram to give you some response about it. I was going to do a Q&A here on YouTube, but I changed my mind because all the questions were, at least 90% of the questions were about self-love. You know, how to love myself. I don't know what loving myself is. Things like that has opened my eyes a lot because it's not something that you're born with. Loving yourself could be really difficult. I have secretly hated myself for years, and I thought I loved myself. I did not love myself, and I was treating myself like a fucking piece of shit. And I was blaming others for that. So that's how not loving yourself look like. You start blaming others. You start looking only others' flaws. You start seeing only others' imperfections because that's the only obvious thing in your life. You don't want to focus on yourself. You don't want to see your flaws. I realized I could get really toxic when I'm in a relationship. I realized I could get really toxic when I'm in my friendships. So I was really focused on the opposite side's flaws, and I forgot that I could be the problem as well. As long as you know your flaws, your imperfections, your mistakes, your regrets, as long as you know how to redirect your path to whatever your desire is, you know you're loved and you will be treated the way that you want. Because otherwise, you cannot be toxic and expect your partner to treat you like your princess. I'm in a relationship because I love myself. That's what you should be telling yourself. I love myself, and this person feels good. This person makes me feel like I'm alive. He gives me joy, he gives me power, he gives me strength to be better. I love myself. This person pushes me to be better. That's why I love him. This is where we all should start. This is where we all should start. If you don't know and you don't learn how to love yourself, whoever you call your best friends, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your family, you'll tell them you love them. That's a lie. Someone who could not even achieve loving themselves could not love others. I'm sorry, it's a cliche, but it's reality. And most importantly, this is a journey, and it's your journey. You know where to go, you know how to treat yourself. If you think you want to hate yourself for something you've done, something wrong you've done, do that. Maybe you do deserve some hate from yourself in order to learn your lesson. You're the only person who knows how to love yourself. You want to be loved in a certain way, you're the only person who can do that. You can explain this, how you want to be loved, to your partner for hours and hours. Still, you would not be getting what you exactly want ever. And that's just the tragedy of life. That's just God or the universe telling you there's no higher love, there's no higher power than yourself. So I'm just saying this here on YouTube. I'm not going to share this on Instagram yet because this is a very, 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 very important news to me. I am in my 4th year here in New York, and I have tried applying different master degrees in different schools. I got rejected like 7 times from 7 different schools. Once I got accepted, but they did not cover my visa. I couldn't go to school. It was all messy. You know, I couldn't pay my tuition. I couldn't go. And for the first time in my life, I just found this department, this master's degree, and I'm like, I really want to apply, but I missed the deadline. I missed everything. I don't have my documents. I didn't have my English documents. Like, you know, I had to have English test, and I had to have my transcripts evaluated. I had to need my references, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have any of them. And then I'm like, one day I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I'm like, why not just email them and ask them if they'd take me for the master's program? And then that's what I did. I just emailed to City College, CUNY City College. And I told them, hey, look, I really want to go to this program. I know I missed the deadline, but is there any way you can, you know, evaluate me? They got back to me. They emailed me back. They set an appointment for a Zoom meeting with the dean. We had a talk on Zoom. He told me, the only thing he said, I saw your portfolio, I saw your videos, I saw that you worked in film industry quite enough for me to take you as a student, but this is not a guarantee. So tell me, why do you want to be in the film industry? Why do you want to be a filmmaker? Why do you want to be a director? I spoke 20 minutes without any interruptions from him. He listened with such eager attitude, and at the end he asked the most beautiful questions, and he said, at the end of our meeting, he said, this is not a guaranteed place for you. I'm just saying, I really want you to be in this department, in this degree. I would love to see you in my class, but we have a 15 people limit and it's already filled and there's a waiting list. I am not promising you that I'm gonna put you on a waiting list, but I will do my best. And I'm like, you know what, even if he wouldn't do that, I would still apply next year, because I feel like this man would help me get into the program even next year. That's what I thought. 2 days later, they email me and say, can you send us all your documents needed for the program? Immediately bought Duolingo English test. I did it exactly the same day. I asked my references from Turkey. I literally smothered every single professor I had in Turkey. 2 of them got back to me. Thank God they did. And then I had my transcript evaluated. I just got the online results, and I sent everything, and I paid for my fee, and I waited. I swear to God, I just waited like a week, and then they emailed me. And they say, you're in. Congratulations. In a 15 people class, I'm gonna be the 16th. Just because I took a chance and emailed them and asked them. I got into City College master's program in film. I am in. One thing I like about New York, there is endless possibilities for brunch.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52. Lying awake intent and tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology. And now I understand the problems you could see. I'm not your children. What did you tell them?
I came to Dumbo to paint. I'm painting these old people sitting over there with their colorful umbrella. They inspired me. And thinking about my recent mistakes, I've fucked up, guys. I am, of course, very happy that I got accepted and did my transfer successfully, but the real deal is happening right now because I obviously was not prepared for this. This was out of nowhere. I got accepted literally out of nowhere. Like, I wasn't prepared for this. And naturally, I don't have the budget to pay the school. Even though the school is pretty cheap and it's a community college, it's gonna cost me more than $30,000 a year. And if I'm not getting a payment plan, what the fuck is happening? Why is all the boats are here right now? So if I'm not getting any payment plans, I am fucking screwed. And there's a big chance that I might not get my payment plans. Otherwise, I don't know how to pay the school. I don't know how to pay anything at all. And it has been fucking killing me because I'm just, how can I be so dumb? I'm a 30 fucking year old woman. And all these years, I had the chance to save up for something, like, it doesn't even have to be for school, but I could have saved up so much. And here I am, for the past 2 weeks, the most money my bank account saw was $70. Because either my money went to my old school, my visa, my documents, or my new school. Because I have disposable income. I don't make money at all. And I keep getting loans from people, from friends, over and over again. And my family cannot loan me anything because, fuck, Turkish money doesn't do anything here. It's literally garbage. I am just so pissed at myself recently because how can I be so dumb at this age? How can I let myself have this situation at the age of 31? I'm really pissed. Yet I don't know what to do with myself, to be honest. I don't know. So he's customizing his new skateboard. Oh, that one looks good. Travis decided to pay more attention to his hobbies, which includes skating. So we spent more than $200 today for everything he needs for the skating. Now he's customizing his, what is this?
Grip tape.
Grip tape. And I'm watching him, and I told him that your hobbies are pretty interesting. You should start a YouTube channel or a TikTok, and that's what we're doing. I have just started making his videos. I'm gonna help him edit.
And I'm dating my social media manager.
As you should. What do you mean add?
Just add the rip and dip and I'll leave everything else out.
Right now it looks really good. What I don't like is that this little blackness over here.
I'll cover
Do
it
you want to
up.
like make it smaller? Oh yeah, you can cut this up and put it over here. I've dealt with mostly everything, and now at the end I have to deal with all the visa problems and all the money problems, because schools in the US could never offer you anything for free. Not even a single credit for free for you, especially for you since you're an international student. People underestimate how much an international student is going through in a country where there's literally no one they can ask for help. Of course, there would be friends who could help, but that would be temporary. You know, there's no safety net. There's no, oh, whatever happens, I have this. Because you have nothing. You got nothing. And in my age, and I know age does not mean anything, because everyone has their own path and own timeline, and everyone has their own journey. I realize that. But still, at the age of 31, deciding on betting on myself, investing on myself, is a little challenging, a little tricky, because I also want to start a family. Because I also want to do a lot of stuff all together. And then there's this, that I have to put a lot of effort, money, time, and compassion. I have to pour a lot of things into it to get what I really, really want, which is a little chance that I might get. All of a sudden, I wasn't even trying to get into this college. All of a sudden, I just decided to email them and I got accepted. And I know that's crazy. I know that's kind of like almost impossible in most situations, but I believe when things happen so easily, there is something waiting for you at the end. You just have to give it a try. Since this is happening pretty easy to me, I have to give it a try, and I have to give my 120% to it to see what is in the end. Because, you know, your higher self who owns exactly what you're dreaming of right now, and I know that. I can envision my future. I see what's happening. Sometimes I see it so clearly, it gets scary. That's why I'm trying right now. Not only that, but as a 31-year-old, I have to have a sponsor as well, because obviously I cannot support myself. I still have to prove this school that I will be able to pay my rent, not be homeless, eat well, still continue my education. And that's the thing about colleges in the US. You come here as an international student, but that's not the only thing you get. You have to prove a lot of things to be able to be a student here. If you're a resident here, amazing. You can just apply like a fucking course. But for me, I have to prove that I own $54,000 to a school. Oh God, if I had $54,000, what am I doing here in this school, right? So now, here I am asking for a sponsor to sponsor me with $54,000 in their bank account. And it sounds crazy, but I have to ask, I have to try. And the worst part is my current sponsor. He just had a child, and he doesn't have that much money in his bank account. And I can't prove to the school that my sponsor has the money. I don't have the money. He doesn't have the money. I don't know what to show. They're not activating my visa as long as I prove that. Hence, I cannot start my school before my visa get approved. It's overwhelming. I have been thinking about this for the past week, and it's just literally eating my brain like little bed bugs. And I am losing my fucking mind over it because I want it so bad that I have been thinking every possible solution to come up with. And there's nothing else other than just waiting for my sponsor to find a way to show that money. It doesn't end when you get accepted. It doesn't end when you send all your documents. There's a lot of things you have to consider before applying. And not only I'm going to spend my 2 years in this college, but they're also giving me the hardest time just because I'm an international student, which hurts a lot because I have so much compassion to give. I have so much to give. I have so much to show the world that I am capable of. The storytelling, the writing, the filmmaking, I am capable of it. And I'm eager to show it. But sometimes it feels like the world is not so curious about my skills. That kills my courage to try even more, honestly. I'm just really tired that money has been the only issue so far in my entire life, during my education, after my education, during my work life. And as a 31-year-old, I am just really mad at myself for not being able to save enough for a situation like this. Because all my peers are ready to start a fucking business with their savings. I was so busy buying stuff just because I didn't have anything new as a child. So as soon as I started earning my money, all I did was just spend it on myself like there's no tomorrow. And look where it got me. I'm just really mad at myself. But also there's nothing else to do.